Burzum, Jesus Todd, Jesu Dodd, I don't know. We're going through the whole song with all the different variations. The first part is when that lead line comes in. And when the lead line is playing, two of the guitars are just playing E power chords. And you hold them for 2 repeats round of the riff. So it's a total of 8 bars. Play the chord, hold it for 8 bars, then you play it again. Now the lead part. So one thing to keep in mind is that the recorded version is played in free time. Varg plays bars that are longer and bars that are shorter. Take the rhythms with discretion, but it is these notes. And the notes we're fretting are 9, 9, 8, 7, from D to high E. Just like a normal minor bar chord. And then we go high E to B, high E to B. So all the notes without the tremolo picking. With tremolo picking. So now we have a odd time signature going on because we're playing in 9/8. So we just add a few more extra picks to our tremolo picking, but the notes are 6 on high E, then 7 on B. Still fretting this minor bar chord shape. 6 on high E, 7 on B, then 8 and 8 on D and G, and then we want to slide up our hand by 1 fret and just play this dyad shape here. It's very awkward. After the intro, so going back to the rhythm guitars, one guitar is doing this. E power chord, F sharp power chord 2 and 4, back to E. Then G major dyad 3 and 2 on E and A. Then 2 and low E and open A for an F sharp minor dyad. Another guitar is arpeggiating the final 2 chords like this. By just picking the notes of the chord. And the lead guitar is doing this. So the lead guitar is just arpeggiating the notes of an E minor, normal E minor open chord. So it's playing open, 2, 2, open from E to G. Then it's playing an F sharp minor bar chord, and it'll be fretting the notes 2, 4, 4, 2 from E to G, and then we just pick from G to low E. Then it goes back up the notes of the E minor, and then we just pick the dyad shapes, the G major, then the F sharp minor. And then we have one of the main riffs of the song. But before we do that, we're going to talk about the rhythm parts first. It follows this chord progression. E power chord, F power chord, E, then G sharp. G sharp is just 4 and 6 on E and A. It's played like this. Now the lead part. Going over the lead part, we're going to be picking 2nd fret of D, 4th fret on G and open B. Then on the next bar we're going to pick the G string, open B, slide our hand up, then pick the 5th of G and 3rd fret of D. And the second part, we do the same thing, 2-4 on D and G, then open B. We hold the B for a bit longer, then we start our hand back, 3-1 on G and D. Continuing on with the verse. The chords, E minor dyad, 7 and 5 on A and D, then an E power chord, then we sharpen the 5th so it's 7 and 10, and then we take it off. Then the next chords, B minor dyad, 7 and 5 on E and A, then there's a B power chord with a sharpened 5th, back to the B power chord, then the B minor dyad, power chord, then sharpen the 5th. Moving on, we've got a slight variation in one of the guitars. Two of the guitars are just following the same riff as before, but another guitar is doing this. The variation is in the second bar. We do 6 picks on the E power chord, then 6 picks G string 9th fret, then 4 picks on the 9th fret of D. Then play the same ending. Moving on with the song, the rhythm guitars are playing an E power chord, another E power chord here on 7 and 9 on A and D, then a B power chord on 2 and 4 of the same strings. There's a variation with one of the rhythm guitars when they do a bar of B, then do a bar of just this F sharp note, the 4th fret on D. Now the main guitar is doing this. Again, take the picking and the notes with discretion. It's not 100% accurate all the time in the recording. But what Varg's doing, E power chord, E minor bar chord 7, 9, 9, 8 from A to G, move it down to the B minor bar chord, moving on to the next variation, one guitar is playing the same rhythm part as before, the E, higher E, and the B power chord. And both the other guitars are doing this. But what we do is E minor dyad, then we move to the bar chord, the E bar chord, and we need to get used to this rhythm. And what you want to do is just keep the notes ringing in your left hand and just control the picking. So you just want to focus the picking on the lower notes and the higher notes. Like low, high, low, high, low, high. Then we do the same thing with the B minor bar chord, 7, 9, 9, 7, 7, 7. And then finish on the B minor dyad. Moving on to the final variation, the main guitars, it does a similar thing to before with the bar chords, except adds an extra note in the first repeat. So it does this. So you want to pick a 7, 5, and 2. Remember the tuning as well to be an E standard 45 Hz. To check out my black metal courses, check the links below. To check out merchandise, it's the links below. If you want to join my Patreon, it's all below in the description. Thanks for watching.